Peach, we're recording right now.
No, Peach! Oh, baby girl.
Say hi. Hi, everyone. Happy New Year, everyone. It is officially 2019, and it's time that we all take a look back at 2018. And I gotta say, 2018 was an amazing year. Okay, maybe not in all the ways that immediately come to mind, like politically or economically or socially or globally or locally. In fact, 2018 was one of the roughest years that we have all collectively experienced as human beings, and I'm kind of glad that's gone, and there's no way that 2019 can be worse, right? I need some wood to knock on quick. Oh god, I just jinxed us all. Yeah, so 2018, it was a rough year. I mean, for God's sakes, we had an Olympics in 2018, and we don't even remember that. That's how big that entire year was. It was the year that just would not end. However, luckily, on this channel, we don't talk about all those horrible things that were happening in the world. We talk about pop culture on this channel. And honestly, 2018 was a pretty damn good year for pop culture. And that's why we're going to be spending the entire month looking back at 2018. Yeah, for anybody who is new to this channel, every single January we spend it looking back at the previous year. I know that every other YouTuber out there does that at the tail end of December. I've always kind of hated that people have to do their big look backs at the end of December. I understand you want to get this stuff out there as quick as possible, but dude, there's still stuff coming out until the final day of the year. It always feels kind of like cheating to me to come in here before the year is even done to do your big post end of the year retrospective. I mean, for example, when you look at the world of video games, one of the best games of the entire year came out in the last 2 weeks of last year. And it's on like nobody's best of the year list because everybody had to crank that thing out before Christmas even hit. Yeah, I don't like doing that. And I know that it's not the best thing for the channel. I know that I would get more hits if I put out my best of the year and worst of the year list before the year was over with, but it wouldn't be a satisfactory list to me. I wouldn't be able to go as in-depth with it as I want. I wouldn't be able to cover as many things as I want. So honestly, I always like to save it for January. So for anybody who is new to this channel, we are going to be doing the thing that we do every single year on this channel, which we do the big retrospective of everything that happened last year. But that doesn't include just some top 10s like top 10 favorite games, top 10 favorite movies, top 10 favorite comics. We're not going to be doing that. No, we go all in every single January in here. We do things like the top 10 characters. We do like the top 10 moments. We also are going to do, as always, the top 100 comic books. That is always a massive undertaking every single year, but we always do it because you guys enjoy it, so that is coming up. We are also going to do something that we started last year. We had never done it before. It was like a new experiment that I wanted to try, and you guys actually really enjoyed it, in which I basically just make a series of vlog posts in which I just talk openly off the top of my head about the games that I played last year, because video games are the thing that I enjoy talking about the most on this channel. But because they take so long to get through and they take so long to edit, that they're actually the thing that I end up talking about the least on this channel. So last year we did a series of videos in which I went, okay, let me just talk about every single game that I played, just basically do a series of mini reviews on them. So we're going to end up doing that again as well. And of course, for all the movie fans out there, this is something that I get asked about every single year. In fact, it's probably the thing I get asked the most about every single year. People always want to know when it's going to start up. It will be beginning tomorrow. Our annual Quest for the Best, where I look back at all the movies that I didn't get a chance to watch that everyone said might be the best films of the year, and we go through and review them all. And then we will also be doing the Gauntlet of Garbage, in which I look at all the films that people called the worst movies of the year, and I do a quick review on each of them. It's gonna be a good old time. And of course, that all leads up to our top 10 movies of the year and our bottom 10 movies of the year that will be coming at the end of this month. Now, there are a few changes that are going to be coming this January that we don't normally have every single January. One of them is that this year we will not be doing your favorite movies and comics and games of the year. This is a thing that we've done for 2 years in a row now, in which I ask you guys to vote on the movies and games and stuff that you enjoy the most. and then I go through and I tally up all the points and I make your own personal top 10 list. That was something that 2 years ago when we tried, it was pretty big, but we were able to do. Last year, it got even bigger, and we weren't able to get through it until February, and that just felt like too late to me. And this year, our channel has grown even more, so the list would be even bigger, and in all honesty, there's just no way that I would be able to get to that. So I apologize to everyone, but I do, as always, want to hear your thoughts on your favorite comics and movies and games of the year, so you can always just let me know those in the comments down below. I do enjoy hearing from other people. That's actually how I find out how the majority of other people out there feel about things. That is how I learn about everybody else's opinions towards these things. So I do always enjoy hearing your thoughts on this stuff. Another change that we're making this January is that I am not just doing our big end of the year retrospective here on YouTube. I am also going to be doing it over on Twitch at twitch.tv/ProfessorThorgy. Because there are a ton of games that came out last year that I did not get a chance to play through, so if I'm going to be doing a whole best of the year list for video games, I kind of have to binge play as many of them as I possibly can, as quickly as I can. Why in God's name did every game from last year demand to be 60 to 70 hours long? So yes, anytime this month that I have a free moment, I will be over at twitch.tv/ProfessorThorgy playing these games. If you want to know when we go live, you can always follow me on Twitter, or you can always just go and follow me on Twitch and sign up for the notifications. So, what else is happening this year that is going to be different? I'm not talking about January now, I am talking about the entire year itself. Because this year we will be making some rather large changes to the Professor Thorgy channel. And while we are talking about gameplay and video games, that is the first big change that we're going to make. This January is the last time that we're going to be covering video games on this channel. I'm not going to stop covering video games because, as I said, it's the thing on this channel I actually enjoy talking about the most, but it's also the thing that I get the opportunity to talk about the least. So I've been thinking, you know what? I should probably start my own channel just for video games. And I've brought this up many times before. And every single time that I bring it up, people always tell me, no, don't do that. I like that your channel just covers everything. I like that your channel covers everything from the world of geekery. I love that you cover everything from pop culture on this one channel. And that's great. I'm glad that you guys enjoy that. However, I've looked at the statistics out there, man. I know that you guys aren't the majority of the people on this channel. I know the majority of the people on this channel are like, yeah, why do you cover video games? I don't want to talk about video games. I just want to talk about this thing over here. And that's understandable. I am not coming in here and being like accusatory on anybody and saying like, well, why don't you want to watch everything? That makes 100% sense to me. It's actually kind of crazy to think that because someone likes comic books, they instantly want to hear you talk about video games as well. Or because someone likes your movie reviews, they also want to hear you talk about video games. Yeah, man, it's not really the best business strategy on YouTube to make a channel that just deals with everything. And in all honesty, I haven't really been happy making a channel that just deals with everything, because on YouTube, you need to have something that defines your channel. You need to have something that kind of ties it all together. And on this channel, the only thing that really ties everything together is that everything that I talk about is new. We review brand new movies, we review brand new video games, we talk about brand new comics as they come out, and honestly, there's a lot of old stuff that I want to talk about. There's a lot of just random stuff that I want to talk about. But you can't really do it when the only thing that unites your entire channel is, well, I just talk about new pop culture. If I can actually start dividing the channel up, start putting stuff on other channels, I can actually talk more about the stuff that I really want to talk about. I can actually really just kind of geek out a little bit more about all the stuff that I really enjoy, and honestly, that's going to end up making me a whole lot happier. There are a ton of video game videos that I have been wanting to make for probably years now at this point, and I haven't done it because I knew that they would not be received well at all on this channel. And that's another thing about having a channel that covers everything, when the people that watch your channel only really want to watch like two things on your channel. It's that it is not good for promoting your channel. YouTube likes it when all your videos hit all your audience members. They don't like it when you make this video that appeals to this audience member, and then you make this video that appeals to that audience member over there. and they don't want to share your stuff around if they have no idea who your target audience is. So yeah, just speaking in terms of the smart business strategy here, I kind of do have to start dividing these channels up. So January, because we have done it every single year, and I covered all the video games from last year on this channel, it feels like for our big end of the year retrospective, I should do that still on this channel. But as soon as February rolls around, we are going to be moving over to a brand new channel with all the video game stuff. The comic book stuff and the movie review stuff is still going to remain on this channel for now. Who knows in the future if I'm going to end up dividing things even further, but honestly, this is the smart move. I kind of came to this realization that I needed to do this recently when I put out the Fallout 76 review, and that thing blew up. At the moment, it's got over 170,000 views. It's one of my most watched videos out there. It's got like 5,000 thumbs up. People have been enjoying that thing. However, I only got like maybe 1,000, 1,500 new subscribers off of that, and I know exactly why. I know it's because the people who watched that video was like, oh man, this guy, he does video game reviews, and I enjoyed this video game review. Let me check out the other stuff they had. And then they click on my channel and it's comic book video, movie review, movie review, movie review, comic book video, movie review, comic book video, movie review, then a video game video. Yeah, they don't want that. People are not going to subscribe to that when they click on the channel. So yeah, it's honestly one of those things that made me realize if I had created my own separate video game channel before I put that video out, and then I put that video out and it blew up on that channel, and I had other video game videos over there for people to check out, the channel would have done insanely well. And I really missed that opportunity by not doing this, so I kind of need to just finally go ahead and do this. So yes, in February we will have a brand new video game channel popping up. I already have the name for it. We're just getting the art ready. I'm going to make a couple videos to launch on the day that the video officially premieres. We'll make a whole big video announcing that as soon as it goes up. So just make sure that you stay tuned for when that announcement comes. Another big announcement to make that will be affecting the stuff that comes out on this channel. The comic book videos on this channel, they're the most popular thing that we do. It's the thing that everybody tunes in for the most. It's the thing that always gets the most views. However, I am still going to make some changes to it. I know that it might not be the smartest move to tinker with something that is the big success on this channel. However, there are some things that I need to change about. And the first big change that we're going to make to Comic Class, our weekly comic book show, is that it's no longer going to be weekly. Hold up! Unless I have something to talk about. That's the big asterisk up there. Hold up, everybody. What I mean by that is that I have come to the realization that just me standing up here in front of the camera, just talking about the book that I just read, it's not the best video out there. It doesn't look all that great. It's not really the thing that people want to keep tuning into this channel. And honestly, it's not the stuff that does the best on this channel. Very rarely are my top performing videos the ones where it's just me standing up here talking. It's the stuff where I can actually write out a script, get a little bit more professional with it, actually think about what I want to say, actually take my time to edit the video together. And when it comes to Comic Class, yes, when there is a new comic coming out that everybody's talking about, I will still make the video where I just stand up here and give you my thoughts on that. That's the thing that people want to see, so that's what we're going to continue to do. However, because Comic Class has to come out every single week, that's an entire day out of every single week that I have to make sure that I dedicate to that. And here's the thing about comic books. There isn't always something to talk about every single week. Some weeks I really have to reach for something to talk about every single week, and those videos don't typically do all that well. They're always the lowest performing videos out of all the comic classes, and it was with the Marvel Knights 20th anniversary video that we put up that it finally hit me. That thing didn't really do all that well, and I had zero interest in talking about that, but there was nothing else to talk about that week, and it just kind of hit me. Wow, you know, if I had not put this video up, and instead of spending the day working on this video, I had spent this day writing out a script for another video that maybe came out next week and could actually look really good and sound really good and actually have some thought put into it, that would work so much better for this channel, and people would enjoy it so much more. So yes, comic class, I'm still going to do it as much as I can, but if there is a week in which there is nothing to talk about, I'm not going to put out comic class because I'm going to use that day to work on bigger videos that, historically speaking, you guys have always enjoyed way more. So I'm hoping that that turns out to be something that you guys actually prefer. I hope that you guys will take that little sacrifice of maybe missing a comic class every single week if it means a bigger, better video the next week. Two more big announcements about changes that are happening to this channel in 2019. One is that we have had a TeePublic store in which we've been selling official Professor Thorgy merch for a while, and it's done alright, it's done pretty decent. However, YouTube has officially partnered with Teesprings. And if you partner up with Teesprings, you can have your official merch actually on every single video. It can actually be in the description of every video, and yeah, it's about time that we finally make that move over to Teesprings. We will still have the TeePublic store, but you very soon will be able to find us over on Teesprings, so that you'll be able to find the official Professor Thorgy merch there, which means that you're going to start seeing all that merch at the bottom of every single one of these videos. So that's not a big change, it's just something that you'll be able to look out for very soon, and also it's a good idea to come in here and promote all of our official merch whenever I possibly can. But speaking of making money on this channel, it's time that I finally got a Patreon. And I'm gonna be totally honest with you guys. I'm gonna just completely break it down right here. I never wanted a Patreon. I really didn't. I have had people for 2 years now telling me, make a Patreon. I have people in almost every single one of our Twitch chats, whenever we stream over on Twitch, asking when we're making a Patreon. I was like, well, we'll do it soon, we'll do it soon. And real talk, I didn't want to make a Patreon. For a couple of reasons. One is simply because I feel like online entertainers and online creators like ourselves, there's so much just needless competition between us at all times. I feel like there's so many people constantly out there going, you're not as good as that person because you don't have that many subscribers. Or this person's video had this many hits and you don't have that many hits, so you're not as good as that person. And honestly, I never really cared about that. I want to make the videos I want to make, which is one of the reasons why we're creating the gaming channel over there. I know it's not going to be nearly as successful at first, but honestly, it's just stuff that I want to make over there. So I never really cared about that stuff. But when it comes to the idea of Patreon, I know that's another place where people get really freaking competitive. And I never want to turn you guys into a commodity to compete against other people with. I never want someone to go, well, you're not as good as this person because you're only making this much money and you're only getting this many patrons over there. And I hated the idea of me having to go to you guys and be like, well guys, we need more money so that we can compete with these guys. And the idea just kind of disgusted me a little bit. I never wanted to do that to you guys. But the other reason why I never wanted to start up a Patreon is because I know there are people out there who need the money more than me. In all honesty, listen, I'm not rich, but I'm okay. I can live. I can pay my bills. I can get groceries. And I'm not one of those guys who are like, I need the biggest, nicest house out there. No, I've never been that guy. So I always kind of looked at my situation. I was like, listen, man, I'm surviving. I'm getting through the day. I don't really need much more than that. I'm okay. However, there was one day over on our Twitch chat in which someone was asking me about Patreon again, and they said to me, you know you can use the Patreon money to fund the channel, right? You could use it to hire an editor so you could make more videos and make nicer looking videos. And I would love to come in here and say, I had thought about that, but you guys know by now, I'm a total dumbass. I had never once considered the thought, oh my god, I could use Patreon money to, I don't know, get an office, get a studio, so that way I could record at any hour of the day that I wanted to, and not keep bugging my neighbors with me yelling in here. I could actually hire an editor so the videos could look nicer, and I wouldn't be staying up for 48 hours straight trying to get a video done on time. Yeah, I could actually make the video look more professional. I could actually hire artists to do banners and title card art for us, rather than constantly having to ask Michelle to keep making us art over and over again. Not that I don't love Michelle's art, but she's got her own stuff that she's working on, and I hate having to constantly take her away from that to make stuff for the channel. Also, we could get better audio equipment, we could get better cameras, we could get better lighting, we could actually rent out spaces to do big skits that I want to do. And it was when this person mentioned this idea to me that finally it hit me. Oh my goodness, we can actually do things with a Patreon account. It would be stuff that could actually help the channel. And again, I know I should have thought about this before, but I never did, because I'm an idiot. Happy? So yes, we have now finally started with Patreon. Probably should have started the video with that, because I know a ton of people have already tuned out by now. But yes, we have a Patreon, so that means that you guys are going to hear me promoting the crap out of this thing for a while. You can go to patreon.com/ProfessorTorgy. It will be in the description of every single video from this point on. I will be mentioning it in pretty much every video from this point on. And as far as the rewards go, at the moment if you go on there, it just says, we will make a video every single month for you guys. There's like no more descriptions than that because I want to kind of test the water for a month and just sort of see what you guys think, see what you guys want to see on Patreon, see how many people we get on Patreon. There's no tiers at the moment, but we might add tiers later. This is all just a huge experiment at the moment. This is something that, again, I never even really considered, I never even really wanted to do until I realized what it could possibly mean for the channel. So yeah, I don't have much of this mapped out, but give us like a month of like testing the water. And then we will have more details on it, which means I will probably come in here after the end of January and give you guys more of an update on it. But yeah, thank you guys very much. This was a long update video, but there is a lot of updates coming for this channel. As I said, starting up the new gaming channel. We now have a Patreon. Teesprings is coming with all of our official merch moving over to there, although it will be at TeePublic, which you can find the link for our TeePublic store in the description down below. But yeah, thank you guys very much. You all provided us with a ton of support last year. My goal for the channel last year was to have 30,000 subscribers by the end of the year. And I'm not gonna lie, there was a time in which I was like, we haven't had like any growth in like 3 months. The channel's not getting anywhere, and I don't think we're gonna hit that 30,000. And we got 36,000 by the end of the year. Yeah, partly, again, thanks to that Fallout 76 review. Also, partly thanks to that Venom review that I put up. But also, very largely thanks to you guys just sharing the videos around. It is thanks to you guys. You're the reason why we were able to not only pass that goal, but blow on past it, just rocket through that roof. I'm running out of metaphors at the moment. I was trying to think of what happened at the end of Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, but I've been talking for a long time. I was up late last night because it was New Year's. I've been working to get all these other things going, and I need to get back to work now because, as I said, this year is going to be a ton of brand new stuff. I'm going to be way more organized than I am right now. But again, thank you guys for tuning in. Remember to keep checking us out on Twitch all month long, and keep coming back because starting tomorrow is the big kickoff for our big 2018 retrospective with the first Quest for the Best and the first Gauntlet of Garbage. Thank you guys for tuning in. I promise that in the new year, I'm going to be way more organized and not ramble like a madman like this. But honestly, whenever I think about all the support that you guys have given us, it gets to me, man. It does. It kind of gets me all flustered and I don't know what to say. Like I'm doing now when I really should have ended the video by now.